Yeah, so I was watching a YouTube video with this attorney Simone. It's I think her channel is called "Girl, is that legal?" And she was doing a breakdown of Diddy's former assistant that they're calling Maya or Mia. And I was just thinking to myself, I was just a little confused. I've been working on this series about motivation and leadership, and just understanding what motivates your people and using that motivation to get them to re-engage, to leverage, getting quality work out them. And I'm listening to a recap of this girl's testimony. And I'm just thinking to myself, how in the world do you let your employer abuse you? Right? Like, why are you not leaving the job? Why you just quit? I understand the psychology behind why, in a romantic situation, people stay with their abuser and they stay and it's hard to get out, things of that nature. I understand that. I understand with kids. I understand all that. But I just can't imagine going to the workplace and being physically, verbally abused by my employer. So I'm trying to come to terms with it. I'm trying to come to terms with it. And I'm thinking to myself, he's using the motivation, right? So he's using that, what motivates you, in a negative way. He's using it to his advantage. This man it's diabolical what he's doing. It doesn't just happen in this Diddy situation. It happens in corporate. It happens all over the place where people are allowing the people above them to mishandle them, to degrade them, and do these things, and talk to them, talk down to them, and all these things. So in the Diddy situation with his employees, you're throwing stuff at them, you're cursing at them. I mean, the cursing, and it's a gray area, but you throwing stuff at me. One, who you talking to? Two, you lost your damn mind. I got cousins, okay, and I have hands. But you're sexually assaulting them. You're doing all these things, and these people are staying year after year. And I'm just like, I don't get it, but I do get it. You're taking the motivation of the person under you and you're exploiting it. You're exploiting it for your own gains. You're doing whatever you want to, because these people are hungry to be in this business. They're hungry to work for you. They are hungry to, it's not just about the financial. It's not. It can't be. I know with the one Capricorn Clark girl, she says that she would be blackballed. That's why he was the only person that she can. This is the only person she can work for. That she kept going back to Diddy and working. So I kind of get that motivation. Like, I got to pay my bills. I have no family. I have an autistic kid, and so my motivation is to take care of my family. Right? That's the shortest answer. That is the simplest form. But this other young girl who's 20 something years old, and she really just wants to work for him, and she's saying, she got SA'd by him, but I thought it was a one-time thing, and maybe he was drunk, maybe making excuses for, of course, her abuser. But at the same token, even if you make the excuse for the abuser, why are you still in the situation? You can leave. Like, at the end of the day, you can leave. You have no romantic ties to this person. You don't live with this person. Nothing is tied to him. You can leave. But her motivation was to be in this industry. And that is a hell of a drug. Wanting to be in whatever industry it is, even if it's finance, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is, that industry that you want and you crave and you've been waiting for, and this is your break, people are willing to endure it, and you do not have to. And then for the leaders, you do not have to exploit the people. You don't have to get a good product. You can use their motivation to motivate them in a positive way and get a decent product out of them. So many times we see these bosses that are just irate and they go real hard at work, and we say they don't have any power at home, but we're talking about Diddy. Diddy had power everywhere. So there is definitely something else inside of him that maybe he lacked, that made him go so hard for power, and just hungry and just abusive. But don't fall into that trap. Power is a hell of a drug. And the more you have of it, the worse you can get. You do not want to be that leader that takes that motivation of that person and uses it and exploits labor out of them. That is not what you want to do. You want to make sure you're using it for good. You want to make sure you're using it to motivate them so that they can learn, they can be better, and they can just do the best job that's possible, and then some, and then possibly put more money in their pocket, get better positions, learn more skills, more traits, not to just exploit them. That's not what leaders do. If you are a leader and you do not understand that you work for them and they don't work for you, you're in the wrong business, and you shouldn't lead anything. You shouldn't be in charge of nothing, not an ant, not a roach, not anything. You need to go sit at home and be in charge of yourself. And that's probably not a good idea either. But that whole testimony just really, it really ticked me off, because as a leader, I'm just like, I don't understand how you can, I mean, as a human being, I don't understand how you can treat people like that. But to be a person in power and just treating people like they're just nothing is abysmal. It is disgusting. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.